It's a dark irony that the story of Japan's most cruel and psychopathic poisonings begins with a promotion campaign for a health drink. In 1985, the Otsuka pharmaceutical company was seeing a decline in sales of its health tonic drink, known as Oronamin C. So they launched a campaign. When you buy a drink from a vending machine, a free bottle of Oronamin C rolls out too. Many of those free bottles would remain in the slots or on top of the vending machines. It was typical for the Japanese culture to leave unwanted drinks behind for someone else to enjoy. All this created the perfect conditions for one of the most sadistic crimes in history. The first victim was a 45-year-old truck driver from Fukuyama, Hiroshima. On April 30th, 1985, he was purchasing a drink from a vending machine in the city when he spotted a bottle of Oronamin C on top. He took it. Soon, he fell ill. He was showing symptoms of severe poisoning and internal chemical burns. The medical staff couldn't do anything other than confirm what was the exact poison that was killing him. Tests showed that it was paraquat, a chemical often used against weeds and banned in over 30 countries due to its adverse effects. Even if it only touches the surface of your skin, it will cause blisters and rapidly sink deeper, burning blood vessel walls. If ingested, it burns holes through the throat and majorly inflames tissue around major blood vessels. And it's lethal. The Fukuyama man died on May 30th, 1985. The police investigation led nowhere and the case went cold. Then, in September, it happened again and again. A 52-year-old man in Osaka drank a free beverage from a vending machine on September 11th and died 3 days later. A 22-year-old college student in Mie took a free bottle and drank it home. He died 2 days later. By the end of September, 3 more people were poisoned and died in Fukui, Miyazaki, and Osaka. 4 more people died in October, 2 in November. All took free bottles, some on top of the vending machine, but most from the dispensing slot. A 17-year-old girl from Saitama who died on November 24th was the last victim. After that, the killings stopped as inexplicably as they had started. The police worked hard on this case, but it was unsolvable. All of the poisoned drinks were picked up from vending machines in quiet places. This meant that there were no witnesses who could identify any suspicious individuals. There were no cameras. There was no DNA testing either. And, above all, the motive for the murders, unlike in most murder cases, did not clarify things but only confused them further. The 12 victims were killed indiscriminately in different locations with no connection between them, completely at random. In fact, it looks like the randomness of the deaths was part of the appeal for the murderer, a twisted version of Russian roulette. The only thing connecting the victims was that all, but for the very last one, were male. However, if this was intentional, from here we can only go as far as assuming that the murderer specifically chose to poison drinks preferred by men or targeted vending machines in areas most frequented by men. It could be a small step forward in developing a theory, but it's the only step we can take. There was no evidence, not a single lead the police could latch on. The case went cold and passed the statute of limitation. The chances of seeking justice, or even only finding out why 12 people had to die horrible deaths, are 0.